I know that in this room and among those listening remotely, there are souls exhausted from trying to be strong. There are cries that cannot be uttered. There are questions of why, to which the answer seems to be the silence of heaven. Perhaps you are feeling the weight of loneliness, of unnamed anxieties, or of a wound that still aches. My heart goes out to those who are silently enduring pain, those who feel lost amidst the chaotic symphony of life. I understand that sometimes the hardest part isn't facing the problem, but finding the language to express what is shattering within. But I want us to discover a liberating truth together. God does not demand a joyful song from us when our hearts are broken. He has given us a hymnal, and within it are notes of lament, of fear, and of doubt. The Psalms are that safe space where we are allowed to express everything without concealment. The Psalms are living proof that God understands every sigh, every tear of humanity. We will not shy away from difficult emotions. Instead, we will learn to transform our very sighs into a prayer, an authentic melody before God. This is not a quick fix, but a journey we take together, finding a voice for our souls. The unchanging promise. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. He is not far away, he is always near, listening to every sob. The story of overcoming David, the main author of the Psalms, experienced countless ups and downs, from life-threatening chases to personal losses. He did not hesitate to express his despair in Psalm 22:1, my God, why have you forsaken me? But it was in those very laments that he found the strength to continue trusting. A step of faith this week. Find a psalm that truly expresses your feelings and read it every morning, allowing those words to become your own voice. Having found the initial notes to express our feelings, let's explore together how the Psalms transform those cries into a powerful dialogue with God. The Psalms teach us that no emotion is wrong when we stand before the Creator. Anger, fear, frustration, all can be lifted up as an authentic song. Perhaps you feel unworthy to speak to God when your heart is in turmoil. But the Psalms prove otherwise. He invites us to come with everything we are, whether it's weakness or doubt. The Psalms are a book filled with the full range of human emotions. They are a harmony for those lost in the labyrinth of their own feelings. The psalmist bravely expressed everything from extreme fear to steadfast trust, from a lament for justice to a hymn of praise for God's faithfulness. This very authenticity has made the Psalms a powerful healing tool, helping us recognize and accept our emotions rather than burying them. It's important to know that God doesn't just listen to praises, He listens to every sigh. The unchanging promise: cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. Psalm 55:22. This is a direct invitation from a loving God, willing to bear all our troubles. The story of overcoming Job, though not an author of the Psalms, is a vivid example of pouring out all pain before God. In his utmost tribulation, he unreservedly expressed his suffering and questions, yet ultimately declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." Job 13:15. That honesty paved the way for healing and restoration. A step of faith. Write your own psalm this week, expressing all your emotions without judgment. That is the most authentic prayer Now that we have learned to express our notes of lament, let's witness together how the Psalms lead the soul from mournfulness to a melody of valor and strength. This is not a denial of pain, but a transformation of pain into a declaration of God's power and presence. The conductor of faith does not abandon us amidst the low notes, but uses those very low notes to create depth and richness in life's symphony. Perhaps you feel you don't have enough strength to continue fighting, but the Psalms will be your spiritual fortress. The Psalms are not just a place to express pain, but also where we find reasons to hope. Though the melody may be sorrowful, it still retains the rhythm of hope. It is often in the most lamenting passages that we find powerful declarations of God's faithfulness, of His deliverance. From Psalm 13, which begins with the lament, "How long? Lord, will you forget me forever?" but ends with, "I will sing the Lord's praise, for He has been good to me." We see a spectacular transformation. This is the process of harmonizing, where pain does not disappear, but is integrated into a larger melody of faith. The unchanging promise God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. He is the unshakable foundation amidst life's storms. The story of overcoming Habakkuk, though not a psalm, is a prime example of transforming lament into a declaration of faith. In a time of national turmoil, he questioned God's justice, but ultimately declared, "Though the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vines, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Savior." Habakkuk 3:17-18. He found the strength to sing a song of victory amidst adversity, a step of faith. Whenever you feel weak, read Psalm 18:2. "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold." Let these words become your strength. As the melody of pain and lament has been harmonized, we will step into a new part of the symphony, a chorus of steadfast faith. This is when we not only accept pain, but also actively place absolute trust in God's promises and character, making the Psalms a firm foundation for hope and peace. Perhaps you are wondering if your faith is strong enough to overcome this challenge. Let the Psalms be an anchor for your soul. The Psalms not only reflect human emotions, but also constantly direct us to God's greatness and faithfulness. From Psalms about His creation, Psalm 8, to Psalms about His righteous law, Psalm 119. Each chapter is a note that strengthens faith. We are reminded that no matter how circumstances change, God remains unchanging. He is the only truth that stands firm amidst life's ups and downs. As we join this chorus, we not only hear our own voice, but also listen to the response of the Most High, the unchanging promise. "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Psalm 23:4. The promise of God's constant presence is an endless source of comfort and strength. The story of overcoming David in Psalm 23 depicts a good shepherd leading his sheep through dangers. Although he knew the darkest valley was real, his trust in the shepherd made him unafraid. This story is not just about David, but about anyone who places their trust in God's guidance. A step of faith. Take 5 minutes each day to be still and meditate on a psalm that speaks of God's faithfulness, such as Psalm 105. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. We have journeyed together through an emotional melody, from acknowledging silent pain to finding a voice for lament, from transforming mournfulness into valor, and finally, joining the chorus of steadfast faith. We have learned to use the Psalms as a sacred score, guiding our souls from mournful, discordant notes to a triumphant coda of faith. Now, we are no longer lost souls, but musicians performing the symphony of our lives under the baton of the great conductor. This is our shared declaration of hope. No matter what the melody of my life may be, I still believe you are the conductor. Even if I don't see the light, I still believe you are my song. The Lord is my strength and my song. I will not let the low notes extinguish the symphony you have begun in me. I declare that in all circumstances, you remain faithful, my refuge, and my sole source of peace. I invite you to come to God to have your soul reharmonized. Lay down every burden, every anxiety at his feet, and let him grant you peace that transcends all understanding. He is the one who can turn tears into songs of joy, brokenness into restoration, and low notes into a magnificent melody of faith. May the God of peace, who harmonized this universe, grant you a peaceful soul, a strong heart, and a renewed song of hope each day. May he be the conductor of your life, guiding you through every low and high note, so that ultimately your life will be a glorious symphony to his name.